I replied cautiously. "Oh, don't worry about Johnny. He isn't a wild hothead anymore. Actually, he has a new girlfriend and has become quite calm and tame in his recent years. He still enjoys an occasional drink, but he's nothing like he used to be," Max explained, trying to ease my concerns. I listened to Max while watching as the little clock on the wall continued to tick. Only the tick seemed much quicker now, not nearly as slow as it was last week. This is likely due to the fact that last week I thought that I would be in this cell for at least 3 more years. I didn't learn of my early departure from the prison until 4 days ago, and to say I was happy would be an understatement. I smoked a few more cigarettes, watching as Max paced anxiously in his cell. Then finally both of our prison cells opened simultaneously. "All right, you guys are free to go," the guard said as I was already brushing past him, looking back at Max, who was following my lead. When we got outside, I quickly spotted Johnny in a very small, yellow car that had a very strange appearance. He had a very pretty blonde woman with him, whom I presumed to be his girlfriend, and as we neared the vehicle, she opened her passenger door, which was oddly on the driver's side. "Guten Tag," she exclaimed cheerfully as I looked at Max and then at Johnny in sheer confusion. I could speak a decent amount of German, so I knew that the saying translates to "good day" in English. That wasn't what confused me. I was confused at what Johnny was doing with a German-speaking blonde beauty in this rare car. Max simply shrugged, ignoring the strangeness, and climbed into the tiny vehicle as Johnny began to introduce us to the woman. "Freut mich, dich kennenzulernen," I said to the woman, as she seemed rather shocked and pleased to be in the presence of a German-speaking American.
"Hey, Max and Sonny, good to see you guys again. This is my beautiful girlfriend, Greta. She's from Germany. This is her little fancy car,"
Johnny said as the woman smiled.
"She can speak English, so feel free to converse with her. Also, this car obviously isn't made for multiple passengers, so Greta will have to sit on your lap."
Johnny said this while looking at me, so I climbed into the vehicle and then Greta joined us and sat on my lap. We were crammed into the vehicle in a very uncomfortable way, but I didn't mind the beautiful woman who was now sitting on me. I did just get released from a 5-year prison sentence, so to say her scent alone simply excited me would be a euphemism. I tried to think of something to say, as I worried that she would soon notice my excitement. "What kind of car is this?" I asked very loudly, nearly shouting at Johnny.
"Whoa, calm down. You feeling all right, Sonny?"
he asked as he began to slow down and pull out a road map to review. I began to blurt out my response without giving any thought behind it. Yeah, I'm just excited to be a free man," I declared as Greta pinched my leg.
"Bist du sicher, dass das der Grund für dein Aufregen ist?"
she whispered in my ear in a very seductive manner. Then, as Max and Johnny were distracted looking at the road map, she slightly lifted her skirt up to reveal she wasn't wearing underwear. I wasn't quite sure of the meaning of every word she uttered, but I knew it was flirtatious, and this revealing of her most private areas confirmed it. When I looked into her eyes, I felt like I knew her for my entire life. I didn't reply, but merely smiled as Johnny finally began to answer my question.
"This is a 1928 Honomag 210 PS. Greta had a personal vehicle shipped from Germany. Isn't that nice?"
I agreed that it was indeed nice as Max interrupted, informing Johnny that we needed to go to the old neighborhood.
"Things have changed around there, that's for sure. Hell, no one has a dime anymore, and everyone is constantly on edge."
Johnny paused briefly before continuing.
"Well, I guess it's like that everywhere. But that neighborhood really took the depression hard."
"How is Francesca? Do you still see her around?" I asked as he seemed to think for a moment.
"Francesca Milano?"
Johnny asked. "What? No, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm talking about my Francesca, Francesca Steinberg," I replied as his facial expression changed and the energy in the car became dark.
"Yeah, that's the Francesca I'm talking about. She is married to Frank Milano. They've been married for over a year now,"
Johnny said in a rather sympathetic tone. God almighty, I thought to myself, not wanting to believe Johnny and this nonsense he was laying on me. "You're telling me that Francesca married Frank? She couldn't wait for me?" No, you just don't know Francesca. She wouldn't do that, not to me. She wouldn't embarrass me in that fashion, I said as everyone in the car remained silent, and the only audible noise came from a partially rolled down driver window. I'm sorry, Sonny, Max said as Johnny began to change the subject.
So, what are you guys planning on doing in the old neighborhood?
He asked while I said nothing, still trying to make sense of Francesca and her betrayal. Greta seemed to not be paying attention at all, and she was jotting down something in a notepad.